When the economy locks you out, build your own damn door. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Elena Jones, and what she shared with me didn't just stop me in my tracks, it shattered everything I thought I knew about economic resilience, power, and what it really means to build something from nothing when the world keeps slamming doors in your face. Elena Jones is not just a visionary, she's a revolutionary. She's reshaping how we think about economic power, how we understand resilience, and how we define what it means to win in a system designed for us to lose. Her insights aren't just data points on a spreadsheet, they're battle cries, they're wake up calls. They're truth bombs for every Black woman who's been told to wait her turn, to be patient, to keep grinding in systems that were never ever designed for her to win. And today, I'm here to share what Elena taught me because it's a truth that will shake you awake, challenge everything you believe about survival, and force you to ask yourself one terrifying, liberating question. What do you do when the economy shuts you out? When nearly 600,000 Black women have been sidelined from the workforce since February 2025, when unemployment hits 7.1%, when you're earning 66 cents for every dollar a white man makes, when you show up with more degrees, more experience, more hustle than anyone else in the room and still get passed over. What do you do? Do you wait for someone to finally see your worth? Do you keep knocking on doors that never open? Do you keep playing by rules that were rigged against you from the start? Or do you burn the whole damn rule book and build your own door? Because here's what Elena Jones revealed to me. Here's what the data is screaming at us. If we're brave enough to listen, while Black women are facing the highest unemployment rates in years, while traditional jobs are disappearing beneath their feet like quicksand, while the labor market is treating them like they're disposable, expendable, forgettable, Black women are starting 49% of all new businesses in the United States. 49%. That's nearly half of every new venture launched in 2024. And this isn't some fluke. This isn't luck. This is a 69% increase from 2019. This is a revolution disguised as entrepreneurship. This is economic warfare fought with business plans instead of protest signs. Think about that for a second. Really let it sink in. The very moment the economy is trying to erase Black women are rewriting the entire economic playbook. They're not waiting for permission. They're not begging for a seat at a table that was never set for them. They're building their own tables, their own boardrooms, their own empires, their own economies. And Elena Jones helped me see that this isn't just about survival. This is about self determination. This is about refusing to let a broken, racist, sexist system define your worth, your value, or your future. Now, let's talk about what's really happening here because the numbers tell a story that most people aren't paying attention to. Black owned employer businesses grew 56.9% between 2017 and 2022. That's faster than any other demographic group in America, faster than white owned businesses, faster than Asian owned businesses, faster than Latino owned businesses, faster. While the traditional economy is hemorrhaging jobs for Black women, while 341,000 Black women are still missing from the workforce since the pandemic, while venture capital is giving a pathetic, insulting 0.3% of funding to Black founded teams, Black women are outpacing everyone in business ownership growth. Let me tell you about someone who embodies this shift. Her name is Kelly Todd Griffin, and she's the founder of the Black Women's Think Tank. When Kelly saw Black women facing the largest unemployment spike in 2025, when she watched years of hard won progress evaporate under new policies, when she saw doors closing and opportunities vanishing, she didn't just complain. She didn't just write an op ed and call it activism. She launched leadership training programs. Over 2 years, she trained 34 women. She reached over 500 middle and high school girls, teaching them leadership, advocacy, financial literacy, boundary setting, self worth. She's building a pipeline of leaders who won't wait for the economy to fix itself. They're going to fix it themselves. They're going to create it themselves. They're going to own it themselves. And here's what Kelly understands that so many people miss. When the traditional job market fails you, when the doors keep slamming shut, when the system keeps rejecting you, you don't just need a new job. You need new skills. You need a new mindset. You need to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Kelly's programs aren't just about getting women ready for the next job opening. They're about preparing women to create the jobs, to build the companies, to lead the movements that will reshape entire industries. She's not training job seekers, she's training empire builders. But let's zoom out for a second because this isn't just about individual success stories. This is about a fundamental seismic shift in how Black women are engaging with the economy. Elena Jones helped me see that what we're witnessing is an exit economy. Black women aren't leaving the workforce because they're lazy or unmotivated or unqualified. They're leaving because the workforce has failed them, betrayed them, exploited them, and instead of begging to get back in, instead of pleading for scraps, they're building something better, something bigger, something more powerful on the outside. Look at what's happening in tech. Black women like Latoya Elder and Cheryl are pioneering diversity pipelines in a sector that has historically shut them out with a smile and a diversity statement. While traditional jobs shed 297,000 positions for Black women since February 2025, these leaders are filling gaps in high growth tech roles. They're not waiting for Silicon Valley to get woke. They're not waiting for the next diversity initiative to maybe, possibly, hopefully include them. They're creating their own pathways, their own networks, their own opportunities. And in doing so, they're not just changing their own lives, they're changing the face of an entire industry. They're creating opportunities for the next generation. They're proving that when you lock Black women out, they don't just knock louder, they build a whole new building. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but starting a business is risky. It's hard, it's uncertain, it's scary, and you're right. It is all of those things. But here's what Elena Jones made crystal clear to me, and here's what I need you to hear. Staying in a system that's designed to exploit you, that pays you 66 cents on the dollar, that can lay you off without a second thought, that undervalues your brilliance and your labor every single day, that's risky too. That's uncertain too. That's scary too. The difference is when you build your own business, when you create your own income stream, when you develop your own skills and your own network and your own client base, you're building something that no one can take away from you. You're building power, you're building legacy, you're building freedom. And let's be real about what's at stake here. The GDP drain from Black women's job losses is $9.2 billion. 9.2 billion. That's not just a statistic. That's not just a number on a chart. That's economic power that's being wasted, squandered, left on the table because traditional systems refuse to see Black women's value. But entrepreneurship is reclaiming that power. Every business that a Black woman starts, every client she serves, every employee she hires, every dollar she earns, every invoice she sends, that's economic power flowing back into communities that have been starved for it. That's wealth being built where it was stolen. That's justice in action. Elena Jones shared something with me that I can't stop thinking about. She said that Black women are the most educated female cohort in America. They're breadwinners in half of Black households. They have the skills, the intelligence, the drive, the work ethic, the creativity, the resilience. What they don't have is a system that rewards those things fairly. So they're creating their own system. And that system is growing faster than anyone predicted, faster than economists forecasted, faster than policymakers planned for. and it's unstoppable. Let me tell you what this looks like on the ground. Women led startups now represent nearly half of new ventures. That's not just in the United States, that's a global trend that's been building over 2 decades. And Black women are at the forefront of this movement. They're not just participating, they're not just showing up, they're leading, they're innovating, they're disrupting industries that thought they were untouchable. They're rewriting the rules of business, of leadership, of success. But here's the part that Elena Jones emphasized, and here's the part that I think is most important. This isn't just about making money. This is about building resilience. This is about creating options. This is about ensuring that when the next economic crisis hits, when the next wave of layoffs comes, when the next administration tries to roll back progress, when the next recession threatens to swallow you whole, Black women have something to fall back on. They have businesses, they have income streams, they have skills, they have networks, they have power, they have agency, they have choice. And that power is being passed down. Remember Kelly Todd Griffin and her 500 middle and high school girls. Those girls are learning early that they don't have to wait for someone to give them permission to lead. They're learning that they can create their own opportunities. They're learning financial literacy, advocacy, leadership, boundary setting. They're learning how to say no without guilt, how to set boundaries without apology, how to protect their peace while building their empires. They're learning that softness and strength aren't opposites. That rest is revolutionary, that choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. This is what Elena Jones calls the reset. It's not about going back to how things were, it's about recognizing that how things were wasn't working anyway. It was never working for us. It's about adapting to economic shifts, not by becoming more desperate, but by becoming more strategic, more intentional, more powerful. It's about understanding that the old rules don't apply anymore. And that's actually a good thing because the old rules were rigged against you from the start. Now, I want to talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough: the emotional toll of all this. Because starting a business when you're facing unemployment, when you're dealing with a pay gap, when you're navigating systemic racism and sexism, when you're carrying the weight of your family, your community, your ancestors' dreams on your shoulders, that's not easy. That takes courage. That takes faith. That takes a level of resilience that most people can't even imagine. That takes waking up every day and choosing to believe in yourself when the world has given you every reason not to. But here's what I learned from Elena Jones: that resilience isn't just about toughing it out. It's not about wearing a cape and pretending you're invincible. It's about building support systems. It's about finding mentors and communities and programs like Kelly Todd Griffin's that remind you that you're not alone. It's about recognizing that softness and strength aren't opposites. You can be soft with yourself. You can rest. You can set boundaries. You can say no. You can protect your peace and still build something extraordinary, still change the world, still win. Because here's the truth that Elena Jones helped me see: the superwoman cape that so many Black women have been wearing for generations. That cape is heavy, it's exhausting, and it's not sustainable. It's killing us. The entrepreneurship surge we're seeing isn't just about economic opportunity, it's about Black women finally giving themselves permission to define success on their own terms. It's about building businesses that align with their values, that honor their time, that respect their boundaries, that allow them to be whole human beings, not just workers, not just providers, not just caretakers, whole, complete, free. So here's the question I'm leaving you with today. The question Elena Jones forced me to confront. The question that's going to haunt you long after this talk ends. In a job market that's sidelining Black women, what if your next move isn't waiting for someone to hire you, but hiring yourself? What if your next move isn't updating your resume for the hundredth time, but building your business plan? What if your next move isn't hoping for a promotion that will never come, but creating your own title, your own company, your own legacy? What if the door you've been waiting for someone to open is the door you're supposed to build? Starting today, what one entrepreneurial step will you take to break the cycle? Will you research your market? Will you reach out to a mentor? Will you take that online course you've been putting off? Will you register your business name? Will you make your first sale? Will you claim your power? Because the revolution isn't coming, it's already here. Black women are already leading it. The economy tried to lock us out, but we didn't wait for an invitation back in. We built our own damn door. And on the other side, empire, legacy, freedom, power, everything they said we couldn't have, everything they tried to keep from us, everything we're claiming anyway. Your empire is calling. The world is waiting for what only you can build. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Build the door, walk through it, and never ever look back.